This is not a zombie or infected movie. This is just horrible human beings movie. I felt like I was watching Hostel.
This movie is really about that. They really take that aspect of people being bad. So we just got back from Bone Temple.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I was expecting it to be, especially with Jimmy. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it's brutal and bloody and like a bit of a surprise in my opinion.
I hated it.
The movie or just the Jimmy part?
The Jimmy part, and I feel like he's like more than half the movie.
Yeah, he's a good... Yeah. I mean, Ray Fiennes' character is kind of sprinkled in there, but a lot of it, especially front-loaded with Jimmy.
If it wasn't for Ray Fiennes and a few of the scenes, I would have left.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
This is not a zombie or infected movie. This is just horrible human beings movie. I felt like I was watching Hostel. The gore in this is not my type of horror gore. It's real life gore, and no thank you.
It's not in a thematic way. It feels too real for you, is that?
Yeah, it's not like, I know that sounds silly. I can watch a zombie, rip somebody's arm off, or something, but not humans doing that.
Yeah, they did. And that was the theme through the first, all of them, is that, there was these infected or zombies, whatever you want to call them.
But there were way more good people in the other movies. Not every person was a horrible human being.
Yes.
And this one, I think there are some good people, but you don't get to meet them.
This movie is really about that. They really take that aspect of people being bad, and then there's all these zombies and stuff around them, and then now it's really just people being bad, and there's a smattering of zombies.
Yeah. There's a little zombie infected person here or there, which I jumped every time one of them popped out at the screen.
This one got me twice, and it made me mad because I knew it was coming. I was sitting there going, it's going to jump out. When's it jumping out? Okay, what's going to happen? I was like, oh, dadgummit.
It got me. And this one, the very first scene, which we'll talk about in the spoiler, I just covered my eyes.
We talked about that one, and I was like, really? That one got you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time on Jimmy up front, and then more towards the end, Ray Fiennes' character, which I love. He is so good. I mean, it slows down in his parts, and there were parts of it that I was like, okay, it's gotten a little slow, but he's just so charismatic, and that character's cool enough that it kind of keeps you going. And then especially towards the end, there's a scene with him that just makes the whole movie, in my opinion.
I agree. That scene and the end is the only reason this movie is a streamer for me. Otherwise, it would be a full don't bother. But it's a streamer thanks to him.
I think actually this one I would give a full price. Like it's not perfect. It's not, like I said, it drags in some parts, but other parts make up for that. So, and going into the next one, it got me even more excited for that. So I think that helps kind of bump up the score a little bit for me too.
Well, that's another reason it's a streamer for me. Because I'm like, okay, it was worth watching just so I can be ready for the next one.
Yeah.
But.
Okay, so do you want to get into some spoilers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to talk about some details of the movie. If you don't want that ruined, stop here. Come back after you've watched it, or watch one of our other episodes. Watch our 28 Years Later episode. See why we didn't care for it the first time. So we'll kick it off with, let's talk about the gore, because that was a big thing for you. We touched on it a little bit. So
okay, one of the Jimmys gets stabbed in the leg because, they have to fight to the death to whatever. I don't even want to get into it. But then, of course, when they pull it out, it was like a femoral artery. And the amount of blood that was squirting out of his leg and just continued to pour and pour and pour out of his leg until he bled to death in a very slow way was too real. It's too depressing. Even though he's like that person was a bad guy, I just don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch somebody just slowly bleed to death. And the amount of blood was too much. I just covered my eyes and I kept looking, and he was still bleeding to death.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That's not the kind of horror I will watch.
They're horrible.
They're horrible.
I mean, the whole movie, they do a good job of making them just villains. And it's because they just find and torture people horribly,
yes.
like the whole first part of the movie.
They skin people alive.
He's a Satanist.
And like all of his people he's gotten them all to worship Satan. And I don't like that either. Like, I don't want a movie where people are worshiping Satan. Like, it makes me feel like I should just get up and leave the theater. They had like the upside down crosses. And that's just too much for me.
Now, we talked about this a little bit before. You're okay with like exorcism movies.
But I know that's what and that person's possessed. Like, and I know that that's what the movie's about. And you've got priests and stuff trying to help that person. And it's not their fault that they say nasty things or, crosses go upside down because they're possessed. They can't help it. This is a group of human beings choosing to worship Satan and do horrible things to people for Satan. And that is too dark. And I hate it.
It humanizes, it takes it out of a, how do I put this? A fantastical evil, right? And actually makes the people the evil. And that's more disturbing, more hard to process, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way about it. That's not, I didn't come at it from that perspective. I hated him because, I mean, they just do a phenomenal job of making him and all his people just horrible
and
people.
His teeth are filthy.
Yeah, and he, I think his name's Jack O'Connell. I probably got that wrong. He is so good at playing a villain because he was the villain in Sinners too. So
the Irish one?
Yeah.
Oh, I really liked him in Sinners though. But see, he's a vampire. I'm okay with an evil vampire.
Yeah, and well, that one he was like a charismatic kind of like evil.
I loved his dancing and singing.
That's a good segue. So we'll get into the scene that to me made the movie.
Wait, the scene I like?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ray Fiennes, this is the one that I was just grinning ear to ear.
I was too.
And you see in the trailer where he's like, it looks like he's kind of freaking out or something. And I was afraid, I was like, oh God, like he's turning or, something like that. But he kind of makes a deal with Jimmy to pretend to be Satan. And so he puts on the Iron Maiden record, blasts it, paints himself up, and dances around with fire everywhere. And and he's singing
along to the song.
Yeah, it is so cool. It is just
that was amazing.
Yeah, that alone probably elevated it a couple of.
That's the reason it's not a don't bother. It's because of that scene. It's like it's worth watching the whole movie just to see him do that.
Yeah.
Because it was so amazing. And it put a smile on my face then because I was like, oh, he is tricking them good. But, then it's sad.
He dies saving Spike, who got pulled into Jimmy's group.
Which I still don't understand why he couldn't ever. I mean, I get he tried to escape once and one of the other Jimmys found him or whatever, but it still irritates me about Spike. And this movie still, makes me sound like a prude, and I'm sorry, but there's still so many penises in this movie. And I'm just like, at one point, the big alpha does put on a loincloth because the doctor's like helping him.
Yeah.
So he's starting to kind of come out of his rage a little. And then he's like, I don't have clothes on. And puts on this little loincloth thing that the doctor leaves him. And I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But
yeah, I did like how they did that. They do, and they allude to it in the trailers that they showed. They start showing kind of what the infected see and kind of why they're doing what they're doing. Kind
They
of what
just
it's
see
doing
more
to their.
infected people.
Yeah, well, it does. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, that guy that was laying on the ground that was human, he saw like a crazy zombie-like person.
see, it didn't look like a zombie to me. It looked a little like weirder, but maybe it was, and I was just.
I thought it was.
But humanizes the infected a little bit too.
Yeah.
Where you see it from their perspective of like they're not wanting to do this. That it's whatever this is
Filling them with rage.
Yeah.
But at least Jimmy gets it in the end. But then they hang him on a cross upside down, and I don't like that either.
Just because he tortured people doesn't mean that he needs to be tortured.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a poo-poo salad.
Maybe we'll rewatch this one before the next one,
no.
and you'll be like, okay, I know it's there.
I will fast forward to when he dances to Iron Maiden, and then the very last scene of the movie. I'll watch that one.
Well, I'm fine with that. I freaking love that scene. So we can just put that, watch that every once in a while.
Yeah, because that is setting us up for the next one, and I am excited to watch the next one because Jim is back.
Jim is back.
See, and I really enjoyed the first 28 years later with Jim because there were several good people. They kept running into good people. They weren't running into bad people. I mean, at the very end, yes. But, along the way, they found the dad and daughter, and, he found her, and, and then this is just bad, evil. It's like, is it supposed to tell us 28 years of living like this? Like cavemen kind of like that you're just not going to have any humanity left in you?
Yeah, it's going to be just Lord of the Flies, I guess.
No, thank you.
It was really cool when they kind of ended with that, which of course is another just, gets you excited. And part of that is they started playing like the original, theme behind it. And the Shannon was like, yes.
I like that. So what did you think about 28 years later, Bone Temple? Did you think it was too much torture like I did? Or did you actually enjoy it like William? Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for joining us today. And remember, around here, the fear is family.
Thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And tune in next time to The Fear Review, where the fear is family.